The concept of a bounce flash portrait is that a large light source provides a soft and directional light, illuminating both the subject and the background in a flattering manner. So we can simply take our flash and point it at the ceiling or a wall, and the light that bounces off that surface turns into a large light source that creates a soft and generally even look. Find a patient model and position yourself from your subject 3 feet away. Nice and cozy. Yep, good. Very cute. And then I think you had your elbow. Set your camera to manual mode. You'll be controlling your settings, ISO, shutter speed, and aperture, so that you can keep the dimly lit living room from being completely underexposed, but still allow your flash to synchronize. Sync speed is the maximum your shutter can be set at to allow light into the camera. If the shutter speed is set too high, you will have a black line running through your frame. What this indicates is that the light did not have enough time to reach the plane of the camera. Let's get started. Set your ISO to a reasonable setting that is fairly sensitive, but not producing extreme digital noise. This is probably ISO 400, ISO 800, or ISO 1600. Use a shutter speed that allows your flash to synchronize, but without allowing the ambient exposure to create a blur. Generally, this is 1/130th of a second, 1/60th of a second, or 1/25th of a second. Set your aperture. You will probably want to open this up, perhaps f4, f2.8, f2, or f1.4. Setting an exposure that keeps the living room from overexposing will probably leave your subject's face too dark. Take a test shot to see this. You will be turning this test shot in for comparison in your assignment. Now, turn your flash on. Angle it toward the ceiling, probably at a 75-degree angle, but experiment. Control its power. You will probably shoot in TTL mode, but you should also control the flash manually. If you're using TTL mode, raise or lower the output of the flash by using flash exposure compensation. Remember, you don't want your flash to overpower the shot. You want to blend the ambient light and the light from your flash. This approach used the flash as the main or only light source. Light left the flash, hit the ceiling, creating a large reflector acting a lot like a big softbox, and bounced onto the subject and the rest of the visible environment. The light is probably quite even, which is usually going to create a great look. The light is essentially from above the subject. There are two possible problems: shadows by the brow ridge and relative brightness of the subject and the background. We can address this through two methods. The first, step back and shoot from 6 feet away instead of 3 feet. Instead of tilting the flash straight up, change the angle, perhaps 75 degrees. Don't tilt down to 45 degrees. That would directly hit the subject. The softness in bounce flash technique comes from the quality of the bounce light as opposed to direct flash. Another solution is to use your white card reflector. Your flash probably has a small white card reflector that pulls out. If you bring out the reflector and keep your flash either tilted straight up at 90 degrees or at 75 degrees, most of the output of your flash unit will bounce off the ceiling and a small amount will hit the white reflector and reflect directly towards the eyes of the subject, filling in those brow ridge shadows.